Hello, I'm Meredith Richards, your chair of the Rail Passengers Association. 2 years ago, when you elected me as your chair, I made several promises for what I would do when in office. At this critical time of great opportunity for passenger rail in America, I promised to strengthen our national coalition of passenger rail advocates and organizations throughout the nation. I've traveled to meet rail advocates across America, from Portland, Oregon to Portland, Maine, from Arizona to Ohio, from Schenectady to Seattle, and Mississippi to Montana. I've been a keynote speaker at many of your meetings where I bring a message of hope and inspiration by sharing our experience as advocates in Virginia, which has one of the most vigorous and ambitious programs of state-supported passenger rail in the nation. Virginia now operates 8 daily state-supported trains on 4 routes connecting 21 stations to Washington and the Northeast Corridor. And this all began in Charlottesville over 17 years ago with the local efforts I spearheaded to bring Virginia's first state-supported train to Virginia's US 29 corridor. We organized 22 political jurisdictions throughout the corridor to work together for better passenger rail options. For 15 years, I've been president of the Virginia Rail Policy Institute, and I've been a leader in rail advocacy in Virginia for over 30. I headed Virginians for High-Speed Rail during a great period of expansion for our statewide advocacy. I've personally advised 3 Virginia governors on rail transportation and rail public policy. As a member of Governor Mark Warner's Commission on Rail Enhancement for the 21st Century, we were tasked with visualizing the future of rail in Virginia and what it would take to get there. Beginning in the late 1990s, our advocates played the long game, first promoting incremental improvements until, over a 30-year period, all the pieces were in place for a state program dedicated to more trains instead of more lanes. And our state recently announced a $4 billion 10-year program that will transform passenger rail in Virginia. In my tenure with RPA, I've had the privilege of being in the room and at the table during the FRA long-distance service study, attending the workshops as a representative of the Southeastern United States. Under my leadership, I have united the board and council around our strategic goals and brought together groups of trusted members from the board and council to meet together to create solutions when we have problems. Our association has a new strategic plan, a DEI policy and committee, a commitment to transparency and inclusion, an unprecedented number of new leaders on the Council of Representatives and the board, and a good start on updating our association to stay ahead of the curve and adapt to changing times and new cultures in the nonprofit community. The next 2 years will be pivotal in protecting our gain from the Investing in Infrastructure and Jobs Act and ensuring that rail investments are made wisely. My 30-year background in government, rail policy, legislative achievement, and rail advocacy is key to achieving this goal. As your chair, I will continue to unify our association around a strategic vision for the future, a vision that will support the work of our regional partners who are also in the room, speaking for every region in the country in the FRA studies. I support your tireless efforts to fight for new routes, more frequencies, better stations, and more investment in passenger rail. And in my second term as chair, I will continue to work to strengthen our coalition, to talk about the future of passenger rail, to learn about the work you're doing, and celebrate your victories. Just as surely as that future depends upon RPA's work in Washington, it also depends upon your work at home. I'm the right person to continue to lead our association into the future of passenger rail in America. I ask for your vote to continue this work for a second term to advance our mission of bringing more trains to more places for more people. Thank you.